Guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Chloe and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If my setup looks a little bit different, it's because I'm actually at my boyfriend's house in the US. I am currently staying in Florida with him at his house, and yeah, that's why my background looks a little bit different. So I actually found myself with a little bit of time to film, which is good, because I thought that I would have much less time than I actually do. I do have a lot of time to sit down and film and, just chill with you guys, but in this case I do have a topic for today's video. I also been having this spin drift thing. We don't have this in Argentina and it's so fucking good. The flavor is like so subtle but delicious. You Americans know how to do your beverages and food. We also went to a Vietnamese food place and the food was incredible. I don't think I had food like that in my life. Amazing. So today's video is a little bit controversial, a little bit spicy, so hopefully you guys like it and understand it. And even if you don't understand it and you disagree with me, you know that I'm always more than happy to hear you or read you, whatever, in the comment section, because that's what it's for. It's for debate, it's for people to share their thoughts. So please debate me on this one. But this video is going to be about why I don't want to partake or be associated or agree with the body positivity movement. You might already be familiar with some of my thoughts about this because I did make a video. It was actually my first video here on YouTube where basically I sit down and talk about why body positivity doesn't help my body dysmorphia. But this video is not going to be super catered to my own personal experience and why it doesn't help me, but why I don't think the movement is very helpful as a whole. A big disclaimer would be that please don't take this as, oh, the movement sucks, or everyone that's body positive is an asshole. Not really. I do know that it helps some people. I do know that some people that associate with the label, body positivity are really, really positive people and really good people. And yeah, I'm not personally attacking anyone that does like the movement or associate with it or finds it helpful, because I do know that for some people it is helpful. This is more of like a specific critique to some of the criteria and the thoughts that are shared in the community, and why I think that in some cases it could be unhelpful as a whole, or not very positive, ironically. I know there's some sort of distinction between fat acceptance and body positivity, and I do want to acknowledge that. I do want to mention that I am aware of that. I am aware that not everyone that's fat positive or fat acceptance is body positivity, and vice versa. So I know that for some people that's not included, but I do know that on the internet those terms are kind of like used indifferently, so that's what I'm referring to. And I think that's basically the main problem with body positivity. I think it started as a movement where people were able to share why they felt different and not accepted, and how that's not okay, that everyone should be accepted, that everyone should be appreciated even though they're different. And in that sense, I do think the body positivity movement did make a lot of sense back then. But I've been seeing more and more, like, I've been noticing that it's more and more linked with fat acceptance movement. And the fat acceptance movement, I just do not agree with. I think it's really, really dangerous. And if you guys want to, learn a little bit more about this perspective, I really recommend that you watch A Beast to Beast, Megan Ann, Blair White has really good thoughts on this as well. And they are sometimes thoughts that can be considered controversial, but I do think that if you take into consideration how obesity is an epidemic that's going on in many countries, especially in America, we really need to understand that that's a problem. We all know that there are a lot of health risks associated with being obese, and I think the body positivity movement or fat acceptance movement kind of like brushes this off as if, if they're happy, they can do whatever they want. And this is not about people's looks, because I think the good thing that body positivity or the body positivity movement has is that they do make everyone feel included, in the sense where everyone should, like, every body is beautiful and attractive. Just, attraction is very subjective, and also everybody is worthy of respect and being treated like a human being. And I do think that fat phobia exists. I think it's a problem, and I think it's disgusting that people choose to hate on other people just because they're bigger. It doesn't really help their situation either to just throw shade at the way that they look, like that's stupid. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise outside and I'm really paranoid about noises for some reason, like especially in environments where I don't live. Like this is not my house, so I'm really, really paranoid when I hear noises, especially because my boyfriend's not home, so I'm like, what's happening outside? I'm sorry about that. But as I was saying, I just think, you know, there's this whole link between, oh, if you are not, you know, body positive, or if you don't agree with the fat acceptance or fat activism side of body positivity, because I do know that for some people there's a distinction there, then you are fat phobic. And I don't think that's the case. I will never bring a fat person down. I will never think or call them unattractive or think that they're unattractive or not worthy of respect. And I fully acknowledge that they're treated like shit by society, because that's true. Like, brands are not size inclusive. People joke about other people's weights or make, you know, unsolicited advice. They give unsolicited advice on how to lose weight. Like it sucks, and that happens so much, and it's so normalized that it's just upsetting. But at the same time, just because that happens and we have to fight against that, it doesn't mean that we have to pretend that obesity is not a disease. Like, we still need to encourage people who are obese to take care of their health, and like from a non-judgmental way, and just try to be like supportive and there for them, and just try to help them out. And even if they don't want to lose weight, like who the fuck are we to judge that? I can still think that that's not the healthiest choice, but I'm not gonna treat you like shit and be fat phobic towards you and be like, fuck you. Like, no, like do whatever the fuck you want. If you want help and you want to get better and you want to get healthier, that's awesome. But if you don't want to, I'm not gonna sit here and judge you or call you names because I think that you should lose weight. Like, of course not. I just think it's crazy how nowadays society has kind of like lost touch with what health actually means, and we have like this shredded people online portraying this really weird like expectations, like from what a body should look like for men and women, honestly. And it's just so sad because like that's portrayed as the pinnacle of health, when in some cases that's not true. And then we have this other side of like the other end of the spectrum where you see like obese people saying that they're healthy and that, you know, saying all of these lies that they are healthy and that they're okay and that they should, you know, not be judged. Like, nobody wants to judge you if you're obese. Nobody wants to throw shit at you. I mean, there's some shitty people out there, but I'm just gonna go from my point of view. I'm never gonna judge you, but I think making content saying I am, I don't know, 300 pounds and that's okay, and if you're 300 pounds, that's okay and that's healthy, that's evil. Like, you shouldn't be saying that, because that's just a big lie. And people that look like you, like for example with Tess Holiday, she says all of this bullshit about being healthy. Now she came out and said that she, you know, is anorexic, which could be a whole other video if you want me to do one, especially since I am a recovering anorexic and I have some thoughts on that. But I just think it's really interesting how she can say that and be considered kind of like this hero in the community, when in reality there's a lot of people that look like her, especially like, you know, people that consume her content are probably American girls, and they probably look a lot like her and relate to her because, you know, she's gorgeous and she dresses really well and she does her hair and she's fierce and she doesn't give a fuck, and that's inspiring. But you can be all of those things without claiming that you're healthy, you know what I mean? You can be inspirational, you can be representative of a size, because, you know, her being on the cover of Cosmo, that was like iconic. I think that's nice because she's representing a body shape that's not really represented in society. But where I have a problem with that is showing your body like that, which is completely fine, but saying that you're healthy, that's where I have the problem. All in all, I understand where fat activisms are coming from. Activists, sorry, I understand where they're coming from, I really do. But at the same time, I think they should be stopped when they say some crazy shit like, oh, I'm healthy, oh, obesity is a myth, or that type of shit, when like some obese people decide to lose weight, they trash on them because they left the group, or they're like, you know that you're gonna gain all the weight back. Like, that's just so fucking fucked up. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I know this is a controversial video and a controversial topic in general, but please feel free to leave your comments down below, because I really want to know what people think about this. I feel like people in my inner circle really think like this, but there's a lot of people in there that disagree, so I want to see your reactions. And again, I don't want this to be taken as an offense to anyone of any size, because I think everyone is gorgeous and valuable and worthy. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.